Good morning. Sean Sullivan, aka Rogue Sully, the life coach, is back again with another video. This one is focusing on your best self is a life purpose. Um, I think a lot of people are interested to know what their life purpose is. I'm definitely searching for that still. Um, People would say, well, you have a family, you become a life coach. Isn't that your life purpose? Yes and no. I don't define myself by what I do or the events that take place. Some people, they do, and it feels good for a lot of years. But then we get to a certain point where we can't do some of those things and we start to kind of lose track of who we are because we based ourselves upon what we're doing. So I wanted to put this video up for those of you that sort of gotten to that first mountain in life where you're saying, well, I've done all these things that I set out to do, but now what? What am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? I've sort of achieved all the things that I wanted to achieve, or I'm achieving things and they're just not making me feel good like they used to. Well, that's part of what this topic about is this morning. First and foremost is gratitude. Gratitude, it sounds kind of cliche. I think you've probably all heard this, or if you've done any searching on life purpose or finding your best self or, self worth, feeling good about yourself, depression, any of these things, gratitude is not just about feeling thankful for everything you have. Gratitude is sometimes just thanking people on a regular basis for what they do every day. The reason for this is it helps you appreciate what you have, and it also creates this feeling that you're giving back to someone that provided you something. There has to be an equal exchange. In business, uh, does it ever feel good if you do a lot of work and someone doesn't pay you? Or does it ever feel good when you get a bunch of money up front and you feel like you've only put in, a little bit of work? And be honest. Some people would say, well, yeah, it's free money. No, a little part of you is triggering for sure. That one way or the other, either you're working too hard or you're not working enough. It's there. It's there. And it may not affect you as much as some people does, but it exists. And this idea of equal exchange is something that the human mind, body, spirit all need. And that gratitude will release those chemicals in your body of that equal exchange and positivity. And it just makes someone else's day feel better. You know, I say thank you to veterans all the time because they have genuinely put in something that I could never do. And I'm honestly in awe of the men and women that have gone to war, that have joined military service of any kind and put in those hours. And I'm grateful because they protected me, they protected my family, they protected my rights, they protected a lot of things I don't even know about. And so I'm grateful for that. And because of that, it gives me a good feeling every time I thank them because I, in a way, am repaying them the best way I could because I can't in general. And that's why gratitude is so important, is sometimes you may not be able to repay the people that have done wonderful things for you, but if you are genuinely showing gratitude towards them, and I mean real gratitude, not just necessarily a thank you here or there. When you say it or you feel it or you get in that moment, that event, put your whole self into that gratification. Really feel what it's like to be grateful for whatever you are, being grateful for. Next is forgiveness. Now, as a Catholic Christian, yeah, there's that whole forgiveness thing, forgiveness of sins, all that stuff. That is important to me, but it's also important just in a human sort of system, mentally as well. And it's not just forgiving others, though I do highly recommend that. Because when you forgive others, it's not just about saving your soul and etc. It's more about this idea that when you forgive other people, you're kind of letting go of that negativity. If you can forgive other people for what they've done to you, it's releasing sort of that negativity that happened. It's you moving forward. It's you kind of moving on from the event that took place, and it's very hard to do. It is not a simple task. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of honestly courage and humility from the person doing it. But the forgiveness uh, releases that sort of negativity. And honestly, we need it for ourselves too. We all make mistakes as human beings. We all mess up. Every day we make mistakes. And anyone that says, no, I'm perfect, I've never done anything wrong, is full of crap. I mean, let's be honest. We all make mistakes, and it's okay. Some of them are really bad. Some of them aren't really good. Anything could be something that we keep doing. There's some things that we may not even necessarily feel bad about. But then as we start sort of soul searching, finding life's purpose, diving into ourselves, who we want to be, moving forward in our life, you really got to look at yourself and forgive yourself of all the things that you've done wrong or messed up on, whether it's people you've hurt, mistakes you've made to yourself, to your body, to whatever. And that forgiveness of yourself will let you move forward. If we can't forgive ourselves and we can't forgive others, it's going to be very difficult for us to be grateful and to find our best selves, because the negativity that comes with those events is not beneficial to growth. Uh, if you're sitting here dwelling on all the bad things that happen to you, either from other people or what you did to yourself, you are never going to be looking for the positive things that can happen to you or the positive things that have already happened to you. We get in this mindset that we create our own reality. We create a system and a structure of beliefs based upon our thoughts and our feelings. And if those are all negative without forgiveness and without moving forward, that's what we're going to be focused on. And what helps with this is the next one, which is finding inspiration. Now, some people be like, well, what does that mean? Do I go look at a flower for 20 minutes, or, find inspiration? Do I get a muse that, is going to, make me feel better? Do I, look at a car that I want or a new house? I can't tell you that. For each person, finding inspiration is different. For me, there was a night the other day where my son had football, and it was raining and it was cold, and my wife wanted to stay, but I didn't really want to. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to walk home. And all I did was I put some headphones on and I walked home, and it took me a good 30 minutes to get home from where my son's practice was. I found inspiration because I reminded myself of how many times I had walked those roads with my kids when they were younger, when they were in elementary school. I found inspiration about how wonderful my life is because of the choices that I've made, not the bad ones, not the bad, situations that arose. Though those did create who I am today. So the world happened to me, not for me. Let me change that. The world happened for me, not to me. I got to be careful there. Big difference. Um, but while I was walking, listening to the music, feeling the cold air, and looking on the street that I'd walked 100 times before, and then everybody else would be like, "What are you talking about? You walk this street with your kids? Who cares?" I found inspiration there because it reminded myself of the things that I have done correctly, not the things that I've done poorly. I found something that reminded me of one of my best qualities, which is being the stay-at-home dad. It created this good feeling, a positive feeling, and I can only explain it in, you'll know, you'll feel good. It's sort of like if you're with your partner somewhere and you're all alone, and all of a sudden you just, this feeling of ambrosia or happiness or joy, and it's just, you're relaxed and you're like, this is a wonderful moment. That's inspiration. Or if you sit down and you're picking up a guitar that you haven't touched in, a month or 6 months, and you just start playing a song that you haven't played in forever, and it just kind of comes naturally. You're like, oh, that feels good, it sounds good. Maybe you're at a game or something, you're playing with your friends, you're playing football, or you went to a tennis match or something, and you guys just start playing and you're laughing and you're having a good time, and maybe you're messing up, but you don't care, you're enjoying it. These count as inspiration. These are all signals that is triggering your sort of karma, or those special life purposes. There's little pieces in every aspect of our life, because we're never going to do something that we absolutely never want to do. There's always a piece of our psyche in there. Throughout our lives, these little tiny cues that trigger those sort of inspirational moments. The things that we want to do, but maybe we don't have time. Maybe, the jobs that we take. There's little pieces of our life purpose in everything that we do. And if you really become self aware and you look for these inspirational moments, you feel it. Maybe you need to write it down to remind yourself. Maybe you take a picture. But doing these things all at once would be a really great step moving forward for the life's purpose. You know, um, so make sure that when you're looking for inspiration, that it's in things and people. Sometimes it's going to, a friend you haven't seen in a while, and reminiscing about something that you really enjoyed. And then you might realize, oh my gosh, I really loved that. I should try that again. And if you do it and you're like, yeah, no, it's just not the same, then you're already done with that. And that's okay too. You can be finished with things. It's okay to try things, just don't keep doing things that are exhausting you. If it's not enjoyable for you, if it's not something that doesn't resonate with you, then it's probably not connected to your life purpose. Now, there are some things that we have to do on a regular basis that are not life's purpose, monotony, things that we have to do every day. But while you're doing those things, look for triggers and inspiration in each of those that might resonate with you. Something that, put on music while you're washing the dishes, put on a timer while you're, running errands to see how fast you can get it done. I don't mean speed in your car. I'm just saying, as you're doing it at a normal pace, timer, I don't know, whatever you need to do. But finding your best self is a life purpose for some. Um, I think that building that foundation of gratitude, forgiveness, and finding inspiration is just a really good way to build up your home around yourself, the positive part of yourself. Utilizing those techniques will make that house very sturdy. It'll make your self worth feel really good too, because humanity has a lot of good things going for us right now. And it doesn't seem like it. There is a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of pain and suffering too. It's one of the reasons I became a life coach. But I'm here to tell you there is a lot of positivity as well. And we just got to make sure we find it. All right, take care. Have an excellent week. Again, if there's any questions, concerns, please don't hesitate to comment on my video below. I will be doing a video every week. Please also, if you wouldn't mind, share this group or these posts with friends, family, etc. And as always, I'm a life coach, so if anybody wants to meet with me at some point and just kind of talk things out or see what it's like as a life coach, I'd be more than happy to meet with you for 30 minutes just to see if it's something you want to do. I also have a network of thousands of coaches, so if I'm not the right person for it, I could definitely refer you. Other than that, I hope you all have an excellent day and take care.